If I was a woman, I wouldn't want to have a child either. Why would I want to have a child? I don't need to have a child. I don't need to have a man. I don't need to pretend that I'm in love. I don't need to pretend that I want to be a mother. I don't need to stay at home and play giggle giggle with a little child who's just another slave in the system. I don't have to do any of this shit. Why should I do that? Why should I waste my resources doing this when there's other games that are much more fun that are available for me to play? Why? And don't tell me I will find fulfillment, because my mother didn't find fulfillment. My grandmother didn't find fulfillment. And that's why I'm the byproduct of their lack of fulfillment. So I'm talking as a woman, right? I'm the byproduct of my mom, my grandmother, and all these lineages of women that came before me. And I'm the byproduct of their discontent. And then you tell me I should do the same thing as they did. Well, quite clearly it didn't work out. So why I should do this? What's the point? How's that going to fulfill me? And the only reason I did that before, or a couple of generations ago, is because the zoo required me, through its ordained religious priests and its science of the time, which was religion, that imposes us to do that and gave us, this is what you are as a woman, you're supposed to give birth. And you as a man are supposed to go work in the field like a donkey. This was ordered by the zookeepers in order for us to create more slaves so that we can build the zoo and make the zoo structure increase and grow and grow and grow. So I didn't really want to have a child. I was obliged to have a child. It was what I did because there's nothing else to do. And that was what was told to me to do, even though it may match my biology. I didn't necessarily want to have a child. What for? What's in it for me?
I got sent this clip from my sister. And it's a good representation of what I believe modern women and what modern women feel right now, and what maybe some men try to perpetuate or feminist men try to support. That this is the new way of thinking for women. Let's destroy family structure. Let's destroy the purpose of human beings. I believe we are still animals. Our biology, even though we evolve, we cannot change our biology. We live, we die, we reproduce. What else do you think human beings are on this earth for? We're not on this earth for, I don't know, forever. We are in this earth for a very finite amount of time. Just like most creatures on this earth, what's their prerogative? It's to live, survive, eat, mate, and produce the next generation. This new way of thinking, this modern way of thinking, as time goes on, we grow more and more selfish. It's true. Olden times, having children there was a different purpose, to add to the workforce, add to the family's workforce, the family structure, for more, hands. And certain families, especially depending on how far back you go, yeah, it's more hands on deck to help the family. But that is it shows more of a community aspect, where you're not just thinking about yourself. You're thinking about creating a community, creating a family, producing something, creating something, your own business, your own community, your own city. If we all think, that's why I believe as time goes on, we get more rights, we get more freedoms. We have the luxury of being selfish, but that luxury is a fallacy, and that makes us hate our past and hate what it is to be a human. It makes us more selfish, makes us only think about ourselves. Don't think about the community. Don't think about family. Don't think about the future. Okay? And I think that's such a backwards... I think that's the thought that leads to destruction. You see it nowadays where, let's say, a woman who thought like this maybe 50 years ago, she's now falls into the category of a woman that's childless, single, and alone. What does she have to show for it? A career that's, gone, went and gone. Brothers and sisters that have died, parents that have died. She's living her life. She will die with who attended her funeral. With what legacy that she produced? A job? What legacy would that be? The average person is not the next Bill Gates that produced Microsoft, where that will probably continue on into his death, past his death. Our legacy is our children, then our children's children. What we pass down through generations. That's our sense of immortality. That's why I feel like we forget that. We are so focused on the present, our immediate happiness, that we don't care about our future. And that's a detriment to our future. And I think it's ridiculous what he said his grandmother didn't find fulfillment. How does he view that? If you were fulfilled in life, then you wouldn't have children. They found fulfillment producing the next generation because they continued that humanistic tradition of producing the next generation. For somebody to foolishly say that, them having kids, they didn't find fulfillment in having kids, is a ridiculous thing to say. It is stupid and it is blind. There is, in my opinion, and I believe naturalistically, it is the most fulfilling thing is to have children. There's nothing more fulfilling than creating a family unit. Having your partner, you and your partner, creating the next generation. Building your legacy. Having your line continue. And knowing your line will continue past your death. Knowing that, especially, let's say, in Asian culture, we still think about our ancestors. We still pray to our ancestors, right? We still light incense. We still think about them. We still pray on them. We pray to them and wishing, asking for luck, asking for prosperity of the continuation of the family. That is showing that still my grandfather, my grandmother is still thought about. Later on, past their death. That is another sense of immortality, that you are still living in someone else's mind, in someone else's heart. Could the same aspect be said by, let's say, a woman that chose to, like you were saying, I don't need a man, I don't need children. Who is still thinking about her when she's 60, 70, 80? We're living well into our 90s nowadays. Who's still thinking about her? I mean, yeah. If you think about, hey, I'm going to die anyway, so who cares who thinks about me afterwards? That's great. But that sounds very hollow to me. it sounds very sad to me that even when I die, no one will think about me. No one will cry for me. No one will, you know, I won't even be a thought in someone's mind once I die. I won't be a memory of anybody once I die. And that is a sad existence. We are too, nowadays, people are too focused on the present where we don't care about our future. We don't care about, let's say, the greater good, right? The community, building the community. We don't care about the community anymore. We are so individualistic that we don't care about the people around us. That is another sign of how our society is slowly destroying itself. It's a sad, because we see it, you know, crime rising. Where's the community? You know, violence. Everyone hates everyone. It shows that a lot in our society right now. And the things that this man says is just another showing of how truly individualistic we became. And it's a disgusting, sad reality and ideology that we're living. If pretty much most modern women think like this. And many men, I don't know about him, but I believe that there are men that do think like this and do push it like that. Like, you go, girl. You don't need a man. You could be by yourself, be alone. Fine. But you are not helping nobody by lying to women or letting them live in this fantasy world that, you know, they will find happiness through their old age by just being alone. You don't need nobody. You can do everything yourself. Live, be happy with other things. It's really sad.
I think that you should just be a slut and like just have a bunch of boyfriends and like tell them about each other so you don't have to hurt people.
Men, sleep with who you want to sleep with. Do it however much you want to.
I f***ed 3 dudes in one night.
I went to a party. I had sex with 3 different guys in one night. I cheated on my boyfriend with a guy I told him not to worry about.
If he goes on vacation with his boys, I am cheating.
I think women should stop sleeping with men, to be honest.
When I'm in a relationship, I don't believe in spending my money on my man.
Like many women, I didn't need a man to buy my house, to buy my car, or keep my lights on. We don't need you guys for anything.
I don't want a son because they're the problem.
To sustain myself financially, I can make myself happy, I can make myself orgasm. Like, what in the world could a dude offer me?
You don't need a man to make you feel better, babe. Do you know what you need? An iced coffee.
Independent and own money, and I don't need no man because man ain't.
I don't need no man.
And like I was saying before that, this is what modern ideology is creating. This is what modern women are becoming. You are pretty much lowering the value of your body. You are pretty much hating on men. And you're pretty much destroying your future. What type of man with self-respect will get with this because these are the women that will want to live their life in their early years. And then once they hit the wall, that's when they want to settle down. What type of self-respecting man want to deal with this kind of woman? That she just let other men use her, and then she disrespect men as well, and then suddenly she feels the urge to settle down and create a family, or, you know, use a beta man for his resources. That makes sense. I said it before, we only think about the present while we're sacrificing our future. We don't care about our future self. We only care about the present happiness that we must feel. it's disgusting. This whole compilation is very telling, very disgusting.